Hey there, it's Carl DeGregorio, Session19. I've debated whether this was even a worthwhile endeavor today, or to keep up the streak, or to be the guy doing this. Obviously, I don't have much of an audience, so wasting power or resources and things like that during the fires is a debatable, endeavor. So, and I guess I'll keep it short, obviously, because I am kind of talked out, because trying to navigate taking care of people you got to take care of, and trying to guide people you can't get to and take care of, it's exhausting. And so every time you debrief, it takes a lot out of you, and then your own pressures mounting, and your own fear, and your own amygdala acting up and doomsdaying things, and all of that's at play. And so, I think, I don't know. I'm sure there are some mad disciplined people who are doing their journaling during this time, who are doing, just not breaking protocols, and that's inspiring. And to some degree also, I don't know. I haven't been writing. I've been just trying to make sure we're all okay, and we are so far, so thank God. But and this might be too heavy. This might be really too heavy, but I think you're starting to see, and I'm starting to feel and notice that we are confronted with death when these things happen, and we're not particularly fond and or prepared and or desirous of wanting to contemplate it. And when you are put on these tracks of survival, and when you're put on these tragedies and these disasters, and when these things happen, that's really the anxiety, is that ultimate anxiety of what if. And that's what I attribute it to in my case. And handling things or not handling things is probably a person to person. There's no right way, so people need to give themselves a break if they're not. We're not trained Navy SEALs, and these firefighters are heroes, and these policemen are heroes, and these EMTs are heroes, and that's just all I think needs to be said about that. And even they aren't superhuman. So the real takeaway is that we're not in control here, right? And that's hard for me. It's hard for everybody. And man, you don't get to choose how you go, and this would be a bad way. And there's been some loss of life, but not a lot, but a ton of lost property. And that's in a way a death of something. It's a death of security. It's a death of stability. It's a death of posterity. You don't have all those Costco runs and all the investment in your pantry. That's gone. Those mundane things that we all take for granted, if we are lucky enough to just have basic shelter and water and food, and my big fall safe is, do I have enough Folgers in case I can't get coffee? I mean, these things are gone for everybody, these mundane and profound in many ways, just day-to-day living stuff. And that's the death that has happened, that is the mourning that will take place. And for me, it's, how do you move forward? What do you do? What do you reassess? Do I even want to deal with the construction of my life as it is moving forward? Do I just quit a job and tell them to kick rocks because I didn't like how they handled closures and or doing what they had to do, which we understand from a business point of view. We understand people have to do what they want to do. And the good news is places of business that aren't destroyed will be able to continue to provide services and provide livings for people. So there's nothing to be sort of angry about. It's just you wish everybody would understand we have people. We all have people. And it's hard to take care of people when you're, having to do things you don't want to do. And that is the lesson for my life. Like, how do I get to the point where I am no longer, I could just bug out? because a lot of smart people who weren't even in zones just said, you know what, this is a freaky deaky part of the world right now. Let me just go. I have the means. I have the resources. I'm going to go south or due east, or I'm just going to hit the road before anybody asks me, pack up what I can and just jet till the whole thing settles down. I don't have that option. A lot of people don't have that option, but maybe I should take that option, put it on a credit card and go. I don't know. Those are the fears and the second guesses and the, what are we, and the band played on, right? That was the title of a Titanic. I think it was a Titanic movie. Are we polishing plates on the Titanic in Los Angeles? There's that feeling. There's so much going through everybody's mind, and or you're, luckily, blissfully ignoring it, which is what, parts of town that aren't affected, people are probably just going about it. There's a football game on right now. They're not playing in Los Angeles, but they're playing it, and it's just an amazing time. Sadly, I was in Manhattan. I lived in Manhattan on 9/11, and this is something else. And both times I was spared direct results, but very close to personal. There a lot less than sex. Let's just say 1 degree of separation from the stuff, And I don't cop to it. I don't carry it as a biography point that I was there. And I don't know that I have any residual effects. And I don't know that I will here. I just know that getting back to what I'm trying to do with my show, which I know is a little perverse right now, or what I want to do creatively, if the industry even has enough legs to withstand this. If Los Angeles, can you imagine Los Angeles being what they call a small market moving forward? Those are the fears we have. But forget creatively, but living in a forward thrust is in and of itself, a form of creating a life, creating a path. And so you really it's horrible that the new year kicked off this way with everybody's resolutions literally, gone up. But somehow you have to understand that it is that delicate. It is that delicate, this life. It is that delicate. And every gesture, every hard word or kind word, it's you got to remember it's on the scale of, this is delicate and short and can go up like that. And I'm not saying you need to walk around being, not asserting for yourself. A lot of the mental health is to make sure you don't get stepped on. And I'm not saying be a doormat, but just, are you living the way you want to live? Am I living the way I want to live? And that's down to the bones. And I'll cop to saying that I haven't been all the time, and I want to so badly. And so if not now, I've said it before about being a certain age, being in the show, being about persisting against the odds, persisting against some absurd moments in a career, persisting. If not now, when? And I have to find out. The sad part is, it's taken me this sometimes to think, boy, I do have it pretty good, and I don't want it to go away. Imagine that. Years ago, you might have seen a half-empty person, a pessimist saying, this sucks. And now I'm saying, God, this is so great. I don't want it to go away. And so that's the ultimate sadness for people who have lost it all. Because, a place like the Palisades is a wonderful place. It's aspirational. It's, home to the very fortunate for a reason, because it was a lovely, lovely place. The kind of place to aspire to. And so then you've lost the ability to dream about a place in the Palisades, as a true north, as a dream board vision. That's gone. And so there's a lot of sadness, and but also gratitude. And it's a stress test. It's a stress test to your mental health for me and for people around me. And you just hope people are gonna, maybe they have to break here, and that's fine if that's what has to happen. I'm not encouraging anyone to stiff upper lip stuff if they are in trauma, but when the issue is issue, I don't want to use the imagery or the metaphors of that are at hand, but when it's quote unquote, code 4, if you will, all clear, all that, when you have a chance to assess, how shall we move forward? I haven't read the book, and I need to get the book. A profound person in my life recommended a book called How Then Shall We Live? And I don't know what it's even about, but that title is a winner, man. And I don't know, it's probably many interpretations. So how then shall we live, meaning how then being after tragedy, or how then after starting a family, how then after leaving home, how then shall we live? And I don't know what the tone of the book is. I don't know if it's a sociology book talking about, profound things, but it, and I think you can probably hear my phone going off. I mean, this is real time. People are worried. I probably shouldn't be, pontificating while people need to hear from me. So it's just a tough time. And, I still think you gotta try to preserve some humanity and some grace to yourself, to others, to anybody you can, and just try to make it right for yourself, and just thank God for those heroes, the heroes in red, and the heroes in blue, and the firemen and the policemen and the EMTs. I know that it's easier to say first responders, but I don't think you should umbrella these things. You get firefighters, policemen, EMTs. Make the distinction that they are all helping us out. Politics out of it. I'm just saying, obviously the firemen are the champions on the front line, but they're all out there, man. And God bless them. And anyway, everybody stay safe, and maybe in a week's time I can get back to the mundanity of trying to be creative in a in a digital space. But anyway, peace.